A very good morning to all of you. How are you all? Welcome to this new session 2020-21. I am your SST teacher, Mr. Ranjit Singh. Today we are going to discuss about the first chapter as well as the different chapters of your book. The name of your SST book is We and Our World. This is the social science book of class 7. Let us discuss about the contents of the chapters. Just see, you are having 3 sections: geography, history and civics. In geography, you are having total 8 chapters. The first chapter is components of environment. Second chapter, the earth and the changes on it. Third chapter, the surface and the interior of the earth. Fourth, air around us. Fifth, water surrounding the earth. Sixth, life on the earth. Seventh, human environment. Eighth, land and the people. And in unit 2, that is history, our pasts. That is, first chapter is medieval period. Second chapter, the rise of small kingdom in North India. Third chapter, the rise of small kingdom in South India. Next chapter, Turkish invention in North India. Next is Delhi Sultanate. Next, regional powers. Then the Mughal Empire. Then emergence of independent states. And then major religions. In civics, here changing face of the Indian democracy. Under it, you are having total 6 chapters. First is democracy and equality, our state governments, media, the mainstay of democracy, advertising and democracy, then unpacking gender and markets around us. Means for the whole year you are having total 23 chapters. Now today we are going to start with the first chapter of geography. So here the first chapter is the components of environment. Now while starting this chapter, first of all we have to know what is the meaning of environment. So here the meaning of environment means the surrounding, anything which surrounds us. So here in the book it is written, environment in its true sense can be defined as all that surrounds us. That means anything which surrounds us, whether it is chair, table, rubber, pencil, walls, whatever it may be, these are our environment. Environment is our basic life support system. It provides air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, and the land where we live. That means anything which surrounds you, which is by which you are surrounded, it is your environment. It includes plants, animals, and large variety of man-made things which are necessary for our living. In other words, we may say that anything which are very very important for us to survive, these are our environment. Thus, environment has both natural and man-made elements. Now here you have to keep in your mind what is a natural and what is a man-made environment. Natural environment means which are natural, which are created naturally, and man-made means the things which are made by the human beings. These are man-made elements. So here the natural environment can be further bifurcated into 2 groups. So once again, natural environment are generally of 2 types: physical environment and biological environment. Again here we have to know what is the meaning of physical environment and what is biological environment. So here the physical environment includes all non-living things. I am repeating, the physical environment includes all non-living things like land, water and air. And biological means, bio means life. So biological means the biological environment includes all living things. So once again I am repeating, generally the natural environment are of two types, physical environment and biological environment. Physical environment means all the non-living things such as land, water and air, and biological environment includes all living things such as plants and animals. So man is the most important component of the biological environment. So the examiner may ask you the question, which is the most important biological environment? Of course you have to give the answer, it is man. We the human being are the most important component of biological environment. Why? Because we satisfy all the required needs from both parts, that is groups of the environment. Okay, man can do anything, means we are generally social animal, man is a social animal, so therefore we are the most integral part, most important part of the environment, biological environment. So the two components of the natural environment, that is the physical and the biological, are largely interdependent and cannot be separated. So here you have to keep in your mind that both the part of environment, that is natural and biological, both are the two sides of one coin, means both are very important, one is made for other, they cannot be live beside each, means without each other. Okay, any major change in the physical environment bound to bring a change in the accompanying biological environment. The change can be sudden or a gradual. Means if we are doing any type of change in the environment, so these changes can be categorized into sudden change and gradual change. Now here you have to know about what is sudden change and what is a gradual change. Here are some of the examples. The development of soil takes years together, that means for the formation of soil it takes millions of years. So this is the example of very slow change and cannot be visualized through our senses. Means the formation of soil, it is not very easy task, it is very slow process and it takes too much of time. So therefore this is the example of a slow change. And whenever we are talking about that is fast change or so here are some of the example. On the other hand, some changes are very sudden. Sudden means very sudden, you can see by your naked eye. Okay, like the changes brought about the occurrence of earthquake, suddenly the earthquake occurs or the volcanic eruption. These are the example of the that is these are sudden changes. Okay, now the next topic here is the four spheres of environment. Now these are the most important topic of this chapter. Now what are the different means what are the important four spheres of environment? So this can be categorized into lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere and biosphere. Once again, what are the important natural environment? What are the important division of the natural environment? These are four types: lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere and biosphere. So all are having some meaning. Now come to the first one, lithosphere. These are generally made up of two words, lithos plus sphere. Litho means rock and sphere means place. That means it is the sphere of rock. Lithosphere means it is the sphere of rock, made up of rock. Atmosphere, these are also made up of two words, atmos plus sphere, that means it is the sphere of gases. Hydrosphere, this is the sphere of water, hydro means water. And biosphere, these are made of two words, bio plus sphere. Bio means life and sphere means place. Each of these is unique in its own way and supports other in sustaining life forms on the planet called the Mother Earth. So we know that we are generally living on the planet Earth. It is known as a unique planet. Now here the examiner may ask you one question: why the Earth is called as a unique planet? So please write this question. You have to give the answer. Why the Earth is called as a unique planet? I am giving the answer. Earth is called as a unique planet because Earth is only the planet where the different types of components are present which are very very essential to sustain the life process. What are they? These are the four spheres of the environment: lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere and biosphere. These are generally present on the earth. Therefore, the life has been possible on the earth. It is known as a unique planet. So let us understand the importance of each sphere of the natural environment. Now the first topic here is lithosphere, the detail about the lithosphere. So the literal meaning of lithosphere is the sphere of rocks. Just now I discussed what is lithosphere. It is the sphere of rocks. The earth's solid layer is called lithosphere. So here just see one diagram is there, the fourth sphere of the atmosphere. In the middle there is the earth. These are made up of the four things. These are air, water, land and life. These are the most important components of the earth. If these components are not present on the earth, the life would not be possible on the earth. Okay. Now next characteristics of lithosphere is that the lithosphere is about 100 km in thickness. So what is the thickness of lithosphere? It is 100 km in thickness. The uppermost part of the lithosphere is composed of rocks rich in silica and aluminium. So the lithosphere, the upper part of the lithosphere, sometimes it is called as a sial because this layer is made up, there is a composition of two types of things, that is silica and aluminium. It is made up of silica and aluminium, therefore it is known as sial. Below the sial layer, the rocks are mainly rich in silica and magnesium, so therefore it is known as sima. So the composition of sima layer is silica and magnesium, which is generally found below the bottom of the ocean basins. Thus lithosphere is the part of the earth which provides us land over which we live. It provides soil for the plants and is also a source of all the mineral wealth. Next of the component is atmosphere. Now what is atmosphere? The literal meaning of atmosphere is the sphere of air. And what is air? Air is the mixture of gases. Can anybody tell me what is the difference between air and wind? Please you write the question on the copy. What is the difference between air and wind? Air is the mixture of many gases. Air is the mixture of many gases, and wind means it is the moving air. That means air is constant. It is only the mixture of gases, but whenever this air is moving, it has some intensity. It is known as wind. Okay. The atmosphere is composed of a mixture of gases which forms an envelope around the earth. It is a gaseous envelope extending about 1600 km above the earth's surface. That means the gaseous envelope, it is up to the height of 1600 km only above the earth's surface. Above that there is the scarcity of oxygen or air. Of the total mass of the atmosphere, 99% exist within 32 km of height from the earth's surface. So this is very unique and peculiar. Just you can imagine up to the height of 32 kilometer from the ground level. 99% of the atmosphere generally lies between 32 kilometer, and only 1% of atmosphere it lies above 32 kilometer. So that means if you go above 32 kilometer, there is a scarcity of air. Okay, in the higher altitude, there is a lack of oxygen or lack of air. Okay, among the four major elements of environment, atmosphere is the most dynamic in nature, where changes occur not only from one season to another, but also within a short period of time, says a few hours. These sudden changes produce changes in the atmospheric conditions which affect our life both directly and indirectly. So this topic I want to correlate it from the state of matter. I want to correlate from the state of matter because there are three states of matter: solid, liquid and gas. And in the gaseous states, what generally you read earlier, gases means the both dynamic in nature. So here the atmosphere is also very dynamic in nature. Next topic is hydrosphere. Hydrosphere refers to the sphere of water which is present in oceans, rivers, lakes and other water bodies on the earth's surface. That means we know that 70% of water is there. Okay, 3/4% of the water is there, and one quotation is very famous, that water, water everywhere, but not a single drop of water is there. I am repeating, water, water everywhere, but not a single drop of water to drink. Why this type of quotation or this type of explanation is given? Because water is available, too much of water is available, we know that. But pure water is very less in quantity, that is 0.03% of water is only potable water, only pure water, and the rest of the water is in the form of a glacier, as well as these are saline water, salty water. Okay, and the pure water is very less in quantity. So therefore this type of quotation is given. The planet Earth is often called as the water planet or the blue planet. Now here one question, please write, why the planet Earth is called as a water planet or the blue planet? Here the answer is given, because of the abundance of water on its surface. That means too much of water is there. The water bodies that include rivers, lakes, seas and oceans cover 71% of the earth's surface, and the distribution of water is not uniform in both the northern and the southern hemisphere. How much the water, whatever the water we are having, the distribution is not uniform everywhere. In the southern hemisphere and in the northern hemisphere, the distribution is not same. It is estimated that 43% of the total area covered by the water lies in the northern hemisphere. Only 43% that lies in the northern hemisphere, whereas the remaining 53% lies in the southern hemisphere. So that means compared to the northern hemisphere, the water is more in the southern hemisphere. It is 53% and 43% in the northern hemisphere. Oceans hold 96.5% of the water on the earth. Rest of the water is available in the form of ice. Just now whatever I have discussed earlier, some of the water is generally converted into glaciers or ice, water vapor, underground water, rivers and lakes. Okay, and the last sphere, that is biosphere. So the word biosphere literally means the sphere of life. Biosphere is the narrow zone of contact between all the three spheres of environment where all kinds of life exist. So most of the living organisms like plants, animals and microbes present on the earth are found on a near and the earth's surface of the land. water and air. Human beings are an important part of the biosphere. Just now we have discussed the human being is the most important part of the biosphere, because human being is only the creature though can modify anything on the earth. They are generally doing the different types of activities as per their convenience. Okay, they are capable of changing it, so the human being can change the environment as per their needs. Here is one diagram, just try to understand. There is a this is the diagram of a biosphere at the middle. Now what is in the biosphere means it is the contact zone. Biosphere is the contact zone between the atmosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere. Just see, try to understand. In the atmosphere, the plants absorb carbon dioxide from the climate, altering gases and produce oxygen instead. Then from biosphere, the trees and the other plants reduce runoff and control flood. And from the biosphere, the dead leaves of the plant add nutrients to the soil. Insects, animals burrow, helping the soil breathe. In this way, the biosphere helps the different components. Okay, so the earth is full of diversities. So many means there is unity in diversity on the earth. There is diversity in land, soil, plant and animals, and this process of diversification has occurred largely over long period of time, resulting in the emergence of the new species of the plants and animals. That means this process is repeated again and again. Therefore it is written once again, the earth is full of diversities. There is a diversity in land, soil, plant and animals. So this process of diversification has occurred largely over a long period of time, resulting in the emergence of new species of plants and animals. These changes create biodiversity on the earth. So what is biodiversity? Biodiversity means the different types of plants and animals found in the different part of the earth. It is known as biodiversity. That means the plants and animals always it is not same. There is a difference. Different types of animals and plants are found in on the earth. It is known as a biodiversity. Bio means life and diversity means difference. So the government of India has passed the Wildlife Protection Act. Wildlife Protection Act means this act has been introduced in the year 1972 for the protection of the wildlife, because the wildlife as well as the plants both are very very important to maintain the ecosystem. So the government of India has passed the Wildlife Protection Act in 1972 to protect and conserve this biodiversity. Under this act, poaching and hunting are prohibited. Poaching and hunting means it is if anybody is found by doing the poaching and hunting, they are penalized actually. Violation of this act is a punishable crime under law. It is not only the duty of the government to protect and preserve wildlife, but all of us are responsible. So these are our duty also to protect the plants and animals, because these are the important part of ecosystem. So we have to protect our ecosystem for the for this means for the growth and development as well as sustenance. There should be a sustainable development. Okay, these are very very important. So this is about the chapter. So here are some of the key words at the last. What is biodiversity? I am reading. You have to write these words in the copy. Biodiversity means it is a variety of life on earth comprising of plant, animals and microorganisms. What are microbes? Very small organisms. What are national park? A well demarcated reserved area for the protection of wildlife. It does not allow any human activity. That means in the national park there should not be any human activity. These are generally planned for the wildlife only, for the protection of the wildlife. What are oceans? These are the vast expanse of saline water on the earth's surface. Wildlife sanctuary, a geographical area meant for the conservation of the biodiversity, limited human activities and permitted. So this is about the chapter. Now what you have to do, you learn this chapter once again and do the question answer. Here are the question answer. Some of the question answer, just see. Tick the correct option. Which one is not a part of the biological environment? Some of the that is 4 options are given there. You have to find the options. Next question number 2, volcanoes erupt due to, 4 options are there. Which brings a sudden change in the environment? 4 options are there. Identify by the term that stands for the topmost layer of the earth comprising of the loose material. Again 4 options. And in which year was the Wildlife Protection Act passed in India? Just now I have discussed. Here are the 4 options. Then you have to give a single word. So 5 questions are there. You just see 5 questions are given there. Only today you have to do A and B. Question A and B you have to do. Then after the next day, the rest of the question I will give. Thank you. Have a nice day.